know what's worse than actually having to live as myself with broken fucking head cases as parents and having to wait for I don't know what, and then document it as if the past didn't already have it to avoid this route. Right, okay, so what's worse than that is having to deal with some human at some level at some point in space and time who really loved her parents and lost them all, or didn't have parents. Yeah, nobody gives a shit, and if that's who you fucking are, you shouldn't even be or know that my fucking whatever is having problems, because nobody needs a fucking human who's all emotional with like, but she should be so lucky. Oh my God, go fucking, like, find a friend and go drink a glass of wine, because nobody in my neck of anything useful talks like you or gives a shit. I already knew coming in, the fucking parents were going to be as useless as fucking hell. And it was like, I hit the ground. I was like, okay, I'm three. I can move by myself. I can think by myself. I can start recording the adults around me. How fast can I get out of this? I can barely reach the lock on the door. I can't reach the cereal or the milk. That's about as useful as Linda and Lou are. They grab a spoon and a bowl and the cereal that they put on the high shelf, but that's all they're fucking good for, because everything out of their mouth means absolutely nothing, because it's like, do you ever say anything else except for those 5 words? I've asked her that. I can't even tell you how many times. It's like they're on this like stupid repeat. Could you pick up your clothes? Could you put yourself away? Did you close the refrigerator door? Like, what the fuck is wrong with who's doing life programming elsewhere? Oh, it's so fucking annoying. Yeah, 3 years old. Right. I'm not from around here, and I don't have the same whatever you woke up in. All right, so I just got a letter from, one would think, it looks like Donald Trump. It's one of those campaign things. Okay, here's the thing. If you don't live in the U.S.A. of state of New York, we get, like, the presidents send you, well, this one does anyway, sends me a letter. Looks like, oh my God, it's a letter from the president. Yeah, no. What he wants, it's like, here, I got your name off of a list, and you're one of the slaves. You're one of the white slaves. Says you live in district, nobody gives a shit. Right, yeah, you work, and you made money at some point. You paid some taxes because we force you into slavery. Then whatever you make, we take part of it, and we do other things that nobody knows. And then we fund things of, like, all dangerous kinds, like the Down Syndrome Foundation of Indonesia, that we allow nuclear weapons. We allow them into, like, lab facilities. We teach them chemistry of how to, like, fizzle skin off of, like, we teach them communications, how to throw their voices. We teach them letters and numbers that are not normal to them, and how to unzip, like, things that God zipped and said there's no zipper that exists and you don't get the fuck out of here. Right. Oh, that's what you want money for, Donald, as a U.S. president? And you're asking the goddess that you raped, you forgot about, you lied to everybody overseas about how you were treating her and the family before. Oh my God, Donald, I had no idea that your Marvel comic piece of shit governance system in the United States had become so fucking bad. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I did. I have a stone of scone. Yeah, it's ST. It's a star. People like, right. Okay, so we gave Blackbeard in somewhere Allah from Valhalla could actually rely on, who actually believes and remembers there's a Star Goddess program, unlike the useless fucking white and black and caramel that come over the seas into, like, New York, right? They're about as useless as fucking, like, anything from Indonesia, but whatever. So, for those people, right, there was a Blackbeard record, plus, and I think part of Daddy Russia got some of that, right, and then there was also for them without Down syndrome flaps in their genetics. They were allowed to look at it and share and hopefully come for baby Nicole. who was going to be Queen Anne's revenge, only if Elizabeth's fat ass sat on my stone of scone and got coronated in 1958 instead of my mother. Did you get that message? Oh my God, look at you kids. So now you have no excuse for why you ignored me. You got my message. Right, yeah, I did. 17, what was it, 17, 18, 17, 16, who remembers the exact date? It doesn't really matter, because it's angel numbers and numeracies, and none of the living ever know about extraterrestrials or extra spatial, extra special star goddess things. Right, okay, so I was coming back for that extra special Christ love thing, right, yeah, don't get upset, all from Valhalla twos, but I have to have some kind of Mickey Mouse name that the English people give me to protect myself from evil Elizabeth and all of her dirty, rotten scoundrels that are good for fucking nothing and haven't helped my genetic or situations in like, oh, I don't know, 150 years or more. Right, okay. So there's that, and I put that up on Instagram. I think I might have cross-platformed it over to Facebook. I like to give 2 outlets for all the downed light and utility poles of stupidity in the U.S.A. of, right, they raped me, they forgot about me, they forced me into slavery, they forced me into 2 toilet paper marriages, even though I came betrothed and promised to somebody else and another god, right. So how do I get out of this country when they purposely built a world that makes no sense? There's nobody to ask for help. I tried many, many years ago, and then they took my connection from Niklaus and forgot while they studied more science, became more dangerous. Then they marketed and manufactured cell phones and computers of they weren't allowed to have it. They've been doing a lot of that, and are you going to wake up at any point and help me? Because I don't know how to get out of this. I keep sending you love messages. I did it before I got here, so hopefully you wouldn't let this day fucking occur. But clearly you're as useless as we were warning before. Only growing ever more useless as more people find out, and whatever, it just ends. Could we speed that part up? I'm really tired of doing this. I look as ugly as ever. They've messed me up really bad. I've got, oh my God, did you see this? I put up there all the deformities on the skin. They're not supposed to mess with my genetics, being #1 on the planet. Right, yeah, my immortal catalog, right? They've been messing with my biomatrices, right? They've been depriving me of food, water, and oxygen while I'm here. This is the life where I had to tattoo my skin with one of my ancient symbols. Oh my God, Blackbeard, remember that? That's like somewhere in Giza, where you used to remember me as Isis. Oh, and you loved me back then. Oh my God, Goddess Bride. Yes, I really would love to figure out a way to swim to you over the ocean. It's a long swim. I have no money. I've never had money. I know it's USA and they lie about everything. We don't get like real words that make sense about anything in like foreign relations. I know there's some kind of like Department of State. I just found out there's a Department of State. We don't know what they do. Right, in the state of New York, they don't tell us anything. Like, they don't say like, hey, we're statesmen, like, we're in charge of, I have no idea. Nobody gave me a definition. So how does one, I mean, Aunt Judy was trying to call around and get answers. They didn't know in 1983. I was really concerned it was never going to get better. Right, so I did call just to follow up, last-ditch effort. I called in 2020 to ODNI. A woman answered, and it got worse. Because at least the smart gentleman in 1983, he was upset about my future messages, but then he kind of got it when he went home to his family and was like, oh my God, my kids are going to be like her age, and like, what do I do? Yeah, okay, well, the bitch that answered the phone in 2020, yeah, she was really a cunt. I don't know why they hire them. I don't know what they do. they're not customer service and they don't answer questions. And then they make it confusing, like, what are you calling for? Like, I'm annoying them. And I'm like, yeah, I don't even know how to put this into words, you useless fucking piece of shit human. Like, how do I, like, I ask a question, like, right, what do I ask? Like, do you know Niklaus Hitler? Like, could you give me his phone number? You ever met him? I mean, like, wait, is this like a dating service? I don't know. Like, what do you ask? Like, who do you ask for help? Yeah. Nobody had a good answer when Aunt Judy asked that. She's like, yeah, Nicole keeps like saying it's like Hitler. Is that like World War II Hitler, like related? And she keeps saying he's like from, and then she saw something about where he grew up, and it's like, she said when they Peter Panned out, and she looked at like the whole area, like it was really like, she asked me for like, what's the richest like U.S. any comparison to like a whatever overseas, because she didn't even know. She said stay away from kingdoms since Elizabeth and whatever Charlie was the one that looks like a chimpanzee in London was a problem with the dream from he killed his wife. But right, okay, so right, Judy, when I asked her, like, what's the richest in America? She said Rockefeller. They always say, like, what are you, Rockefeller? You left the lights on, the utilities? Right, who's paying the bill? Right, yeah, okay. So Judy gave me that as that was the richest man, like, in the world, according to Judy, who wore those brown shoes in the photo I just gave you. They were like a, I don't know, 5 and dime special. That's kind of how my parents are living, even still. Right, even as us ancient star goddess return, yeah, nobody showed up. Like, they really didn't give a shit, and they make you work for everything that you already helped them build in the past, and they're eating off of that plate, and they just ignored you and stole any chance of you being able to survive like you had already planned for before you arrived, being that you are a immortal ancient star goddess, right? You kind of know that they're hiding from you for a reason, like all the money that you helped them, whatever, appropriate somewhere, so they would come get you, and then, look at that, they stole the money, and then they forgot you existed. Is that what they keep telling you? I'm just curious, right? You might want to check. I'm giving you all the documentation I could possibly give you as a human. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I mean, I never have. I'm the same woman. That 3, I felt the exact same way. I don't know. I mean, I told the guy in Gateway, North Carolina, when I was there as Queen Anne, under my born name, Nicole Cattaruzza, and my born whatever. My dad confirmed it. He drove down there and Brown whatever. Okay, so, right, and Judy, and then I had somebody in Belrose at the library that I met to do the pre-interview with Mensa, and then they passed my name along to the Air Force, whatever, extra special interview for psychics or whatever. They did a brain scan. I mean, we had a whole great time in, like, North Carolina for, like, 4 or 5 days. I don't know. Did they fail to mention that too? Right, yes, they told me to go home. I did. And then they ripped my retina off, and we called that one in, and then they just ignored me and pretended I didn't even exist. Right, so who? But yet, those were all real things. Those were things that some of your space agencies run off of. And then, what, you just deny everything else and deny that, like, the Asians all look like they have a genetic deformity and their personalities match. Right, so where was, like, we don't need, like, I'm the one proof. We don't need research. Time is not on your side. And I'm not giving you any more because I have nothing left to give. And at this point, I kind of need to take something, but I don't know how to get it. And, like, can you just, like, somebody, like, in my creature comforts that don't look this ugly, could you, like, maybe with a different color or whatever, different genetic that's not deformed like humans, could you do me a favor, like, push a button, collapse this reality, and, like, take my skin just right off? So I'll lose this one, we'll just walk right through the wall of light and jelly technology into, like, new skin, and we can, like, pretend like new humans never happened. Why is this taking so fucking long?